Hey guys, welcome you all for it again. New question, and which is the most important one. With that regards, I'm explaining this important question with respect to a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, the question goes just like this, and here we have to construct a DFA where a set of all numbers which are divisible by 3. Whenever we ask a question where a set of all number divisible by 3 means it is a numerical number. A numerical number like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. These are the numerical number. I'll just take few numbers and I start dividing it by 3. Whenever I start dividing it by 3, I'll get a whole number of this, and this is a question which all include in it. And next, yes, which are the symbols we use to get the solution for this? Here we start using the symbols from 0 to 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Why we are using from 0 to 9 means I'll get a number called 89. 8 is a different number, 9 is a different number. It tends to form together called 89, and 89 is a string. Is that clear? With this regards, we take a symbols from 0 to 9. Okay, let me start analyzing the given DFA, how exactly to construct with. Okay, first, let me take some number and start dividing it by 3. Let me take some random numbers like 21, 22, and 23. If I start dividing a 21 by 3, and my results will be a 0. I mean to say my remainder will be a 0. If I take 22, the remainder will be 1. If I take 23, a remainder will be 2. Okay, you might feel like I'll stop here now. Let me go ahead with the things. I'll take it again few more numbers 23, 25, and 26. But if you observe that the remainders are 0, 1, 2 again. If I continue this also, the remainders will be a same like 0, 1, and 2. With this, I feel we have to create 3 states: a state called a 0, a state called a 1, a state called 2. I meant to see if I get a remainder as a 0, I will send to a state 0. If I get a remainder 1, I send to a state 1. If I get a remainder 2, I send to a state called 2. Okay, let me have a transaction and get few more example how to start up with. Okay, yep. When I start dividing a whole number, I'll start making a group of all numbers from 0 to 9 as like this. For example, if I take whole number 0 to 9, a number from 0 to 9, 0 divided by 3, remainder will be 3, correct? And 1 divided by 3, a remainder will be 1, and 2 divided by 3, a remainder will be a 2. Okay, now if I take a number called 3 and if I divide by 3 again, the 0, 3, 6, 9 are divisible by 3, and the remainder will be a 0, and hence I make it as a one group and called as group 0 state. And if I take 1, 4, 7, the remainder will be 1, and I group this as a group 1 state. And 2, 5, 8, the remainder will be 2, and I call this as 2, 5, 8 and one group, and I make it a group of a state called 2. Okay, I hope you're now clear like why I've been made a group and another thing, because as I've been said, you will be flowing with 3 states called 0, 1, and 2, and I will start grouping all my input values to it. Okay, let me start constructing a DFA now. Okay, now as I've been said, I take a group 0, 3, 6, 9 and I make that 0th state and I name the state as Q0. And I take another group as 1, 4, 7 and I make that as a first state and I call the state name as Q1. And next one is 2, 5, 8. I call it as a second state and I name this as a Q2. I hope everyone are clear why I've been made as Q0, Q1, Q2 are 3 states I named as Q0, Q1 and Q2. Let me start dividing. Okay, now as I've been said you Q0, Q1 and Q2, I've been done with this. And I made a Q0 as a final state. Any idea why I made? Hope you guys think on the previous program which I have been solved. Whenever a 0th transaction goes to a final state, I make starting state as a final state. I meant to say a starting symbol is a final state symbol and hence I make as a final state. Okay, now what's my next task? And my next task is if a set of symbols 0, 3, 6, I go to a state called 0. So what I do? I make an infinite loop for this. I give a transaction. I get a symbol called 0, 3, 6, 9. I go to a state called Q1. Now next, you guys can give me an answer. If I get a symbol 1, 4, 7, where the transaction has to go? Yes, you guys are perfect. If I get a string called 1, 4, 7, the transaction has to go to a state called Q1. Okay, now if I get any input symbol called 258, where the transaction has to go? The transaction has to goes to perfect a state called Q2. Okay, I hope everyone are clear about this. Okay, now I've been designed a basic DFA. Okay, now in a state called Q0, all the symbols has been used 0369 147 52258. In a state called Q1 and a Q2, I have not used all the symbols. So let me start iterating Q1 and Q2 and let me finish my DFA. Okay, now I'll start with a state called Q1, but keep one thing in mind. This is the most important question. With respect to this question, we have to start iterating and analyzing it. So now what I start thinking about a calculation, how to calculate the things. Blindly, I take a number from 10 to 19. Blindly, I take a number from 10 to 19 and I start dividing it by 3. Okay, 10 by 3, 11 by 3, 12 by 3, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19 and by 3. And I start writing a remainder in LHS like 120, 120, 120 and 120. Now, what my next task? My next task is I start grouping up the value. For example, if you observe thing, the remainder ones I group up to one group, and remainder 2 I group up to a second group, or remainder 0 I group up to a third group. I hope you guys are clear. Okay, this meant to say I've been grouped with respect to my RHS, the remainder value. Okay, if you observe the things properly, the number 10, 13, 16 and 19 should go to a state called 1. What is the state 1? State 1 is Q1. So how to send 10, 13, 16, 19? If you see the value, 10 is a substring of 0, 13 is a substring of 3, 16 is a substring of 6, 19 is a substring of 9. If you observe the things, 0369 is a substring of the things. The given transaction I'll be sending to a state called 1. I hope you guys are clear about this. Okay, now let me go with the next group. Next group is 11 by 3, 14 by 3, 17 by 3 and the remainder is 2. So I think now you got an answer, and the thing is a transaction 147 I'll be sending to a group called 2. Okay, now I'm stick. Now, okay, let me go with the last group. 258 I'll be sending to a group called 0, and hence this diagram came. 258 I'm sending to a group called Q0, and 147 I'm sending to a group called Q1. And I hope you guys are clear about this transaction. Clear? Yeah. Now, in a state called Q0, I've been used all the symbols. In a state called Q1, I've been used all the symbols. Now, in a state called Q2, I have not used all the symbols, so I have to make use of it. So what I do, I start repeating this calculation again by taking the next sequence of number. For example, I start from 20 to 29. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 up to 29. I start taking a number and I divide the number by 3, where my remainder will be getting as 201, 201, 201 and so. Okay, now what the next task? Yep guys, you guys are clear. My next task is I start doing a grouping of the given thing. So I group zeros as a reminder, I group 1 as a reminder, and I group 2 as a reminder. Is that clear? So I've been done a grouping of this thing. So now, yes guys, you guys are clear. So what the thing has to go? If I get a value of 22, 25, 28, I send to a state called 1. I meant to say the transaction 258, I send to a state called 1. A transaction 036, sorry, I forgot 9. 0369, I sent to a state called 2. A transaction 147, I sent to a state called 0. Perfect. So let me have a look. Yes guys, the transaction 258 I'm sent to a state called 1 meant to say it's a Q1. A transaction 0369 I'm sending to a state called 2, which is a Q2. And next, a transaction 147 I'm sending to a state called a Q0, and that's it. Now again I will cross check whether given DFA is a perfect DFA. How to cross check the perfect DFA? I check a state. In that state all the symbols must be used. The symbols are 0 to 9. I'll go to a state called Q0, 0369 147 258. Yes, all has been used. I'll go to a state called a Q1, 0369 147 258. Yes, all the thing is been used. I go to a state called a Q2. Again, I'll check 0369 is been used, 258 is been used, 147 is been used, and hence I call this as a perfect DFA diagram. At last, I start defining my DFA. I hope you everyone know how to define a DFA. Where a definition of a DFA says, can you guys come with me? Yes, a definition of a DFA states a machine M is equals to K sigma delta S and A. K stands for a number of state, sigma stands for an input symbol used, delta is a transition, S stands for a starting state, A stands for an ending state. So here, K is equals to number of states. The number of states are Q0, Q1, Q2, sigma is the input symbols used, 0 to 9, delta is a transition, S is the starting state Q0, A is the final state Q0. And here I define it again and I'm done with the given program. And yes guys, this is all about constructing of any given number by 3. If the given number is divisible by 4, what we do? We do a same process. We take a calculation and we make a 4 state and we do it. If the given binary number is divisible by 4, same thing we start doing it. And I want you guys to practice more for the given thing, and all the best.